Long ago, in a time when the sky was low and close to the earth, there lived a village filled with people who struggled to survive. Food was scarce, and the land was barren. The villagers were hungry and desperate, and they longed for a better life. In this village, there lived a woman named Anansi. She was known for her cunning ways and her insatiable greed. Anansi was always seeking ways to enrich herself, often at the expense of others. One day, as the villagers gathered to discuss their plight, they decided to seek help from Niam, the sky god. They believed that Niam held the key to their salvation and that only he could bring prosperity to their land. So, they sent a messenger to plead with Niam to lower the sky so that they could reach the abundance that lay beyond. Moved by their desperation, Niam agreed to grant their request. With a wave of his hand, Niam lowered the sky until it was within reach of the villagers. As the sky descended, it revealed a magnificent pot filled with all the stories of the world. The villagers were overjoyed at the sight, for they believed that these stories held the secrets to their prosperity. But before they could reach the pot, Anansi stepped forward with a devious glint in her eye. She saw an opportunity to satisfy her own selfish desires. Without hesitation, she leaped forward and grabbed the pot, hoisting it high above her head. The villagers cried out in protest, but Anansi ignored their pleas. She declared that she alone would possess the stories and that she would use them to her own advantage. With a wicked laugh, she disappeared into the darkness, leaving the villagers empty-handed. Enraged by Anansi's betrayal, Niam vowed to punish her for her greed. With a mighty roar, he lifted the sky far above the earth, beyond the reach of any mortal. The villagers watched in awe as the sky retreated into the distance, leaving them once again in darkness. From that day forth, the sky remained high above the earth, and the stories of the world were forever out of reach. The villagers learned a valuable lesson that day, that greed leads to ruin and that true prosperity comes from sharing with others. As the sky retreated into the heavens, the villagers were left to fend for themselves once again. They mourned the loss of the stories, knowing that they had been so close to unlocking the wisdom and knowledge they contained. But despite their disappointment, the villagers refused to give up hope. They knew that they must find a way to survive even without the stories to guide them. So, they banded together, pooling their resources and working tirelessly to cultivate the land and harvest what little food they could find. Over time, the villagers began to thrive, thanks to their resilience and their unwavering sense of community. They discovered that true wealth was not found in material possessions or hidden stories but in the bonds they shared with one another. Meanwhile, Anansi, high above the earth, found herself in a precarious situation. Though she had succeeded in obtaining the stories, she soon realized that she could not enjoy them alone. Without others to share them with, the stories lost their meaning, becoming nothing more than empty words on a page. Filled with regret, Anansi begged Niam for forgiveness, promising to make amends for her selfish actions. Moved by her sincerity, Niam agreed to give Anansi a chance to redeem herself. Anansi descended from the heavens, humbled by her experience and determined to right her wrongs. She returned to the village, where she was met with skepticism and distrust. But Anansi refused to be deterred, showing through her actions that she had changed for the better. She worked alongside the villagers, sharing her knowledge and skills to help them prosper. And though she could never fully undo the harm she had caused, Anansi devoted herself to making the world a better place for all.